So when I had 2 kids, and when I went out, when I thought, okay, that was the time when I thought, okay, hey, I need to look fit. After 2 kids, like after my son, is when I actually felt very responsible, where I wanted to set an example for him to grow up in a good family, for him to be a good individual when he heads out to the society. When I was probably 6 or 7, it starts with my battle with my own elder brother. So it's like at home it's told that, oh, you're a girl, you need to listen. Yeah, he's a boy, it's okay. It's okay for him to do anything, and it is not okay for you to do because you need to fit in certain system. If cycling is in my life, if I was able to achieve what I have achieved right now at this age, it is because I embraced cycling into my life.
Hi friends, we would like you to subscribe and also press the bell icon so that you will get the notifications from YouTube.
Hello viewers, welcome back to Fountainhead VEDA. As we all know that the objective of our channel has been to identify the achievers, the leaders, and understand their excellence and their ability to perform. So today we have an young achiever with us. Her name is Abirami Manoharan. Of course, we are going to know more about Abirami as we start our discussion with her, and she will be able to explain to us who she is, what we are going to meet, why we are meeting today. A very quick brief is that she is I think state level cycling champion, and national participation also she has done, and it's not a great deal only in sports. And how she has achieved this, and what kind of trepidations or the problems she faced, and why did she take up this challenge. And she is around 37 today, and she started, I guess, she will explain to her, she must have started pretty late in her age this sports, and what made her to get into this, and she continues to excel in her activity today. As a personality, as a sportsman, we warmly welcome Abirami. Hi, welcome to our channel.
வெளிநாடுகளில் மட்டுமே பிரபலமாக திகழ்ந்த சைக்கிளிங் இன்று இந்தியாவிலும் பிரசித்தி பெற்றதாக மாறத் தொடங்கியுள்ளது. தனிமை விரும்பிகள், இயற்கை ஆர்வலர்கள், உடற்பயிற்சியில் அதிக அக்கறை காட்டுபவர்கள் என பல தரப்பினரும் சைக்கிளிங் செய்ய தொடங்கியுள்ளனர். அந்த வகையில் சென்னை அண்ணா நகரைச் சேர்ந்த அபிராமி தனது 32வது வயதில் சைக்கிளிங் செய்ய தொடங்கி இன்று பல சரித்திர சாதனைகளை புரிந்துள்ளார். பொதுவாக சைக்கிளிங் செய்ய விரும்புவோர் குறைந்தது 20 வயதிலிருந்தாவது பயிற்சியை தொடங்குவார்கள். ஆனால் நீங்கள் பார்த்துக் கொண்டிருக்கும் இந்த அபிராமியை பொறுத்தவரை 2 குழந்தைகளுக்கு தாயாகிய பிறகுதான் சைக்கிளிங்கையே தொடங்கினார். இன்று 37 வயதாகும் இவர் சைக்கிளிங்கில் 3 முறை தொடர்ந்து தமிழ்நாடு சாம்பியன் பட்டம் பெற்றிருக்கிறார். மாஸ்டர்ஸ் ரோட் ரேஸ் சாம்பியன்ஷிப் போட்டியில் 2018 மற்றும் 2019 என 2 ஆண்டுகளாக தொடர்ந்து முதலிடம் பெற்றிருக்கிறார் அபிராமி. இது மட்டுமல்லாமல் சென்னையில் இதுவரை நடைபெற்ற அனைத்து போட்டிகளிலும் நம்பர் 1 திகழ்கிறார். இப்படி பல்வேறு சாதனைகளை புரியும் அபிராமி ஆரம்பத்தில் சைக்கிளிங் செய்ய தொடங்கிய புதிதில் பெரும் விபத்து ஒன்றில் சிக்கியிருக்கிறார். அதில் அவரது மூக்கு பலத்த காயமுற்ற நிலையிலும் சிகிச்சைக்கு பிறகு சைக்கிளிங்கை அவர் கைவிடவில்லை. விளையாட்டாக தொடங்கிய பயணம் விஸ்வரூப வெற்றி பெற்றிருக்கிறது என்றால் அதற்கு தனது குடும்ப உறுப்பினர்களின் ஆதரவும் அன்பும் ஒரு காரணம் என கூறுகிறார் அபிராமி. இதனிடையே சைக்கிளிங் பற்றியும் அதனால் ஏற்படும் உடல்நல நன்மைகள் பற்றியும் போதிய விழிப்புணர்வு ஏற்படுத்தும் திட்டம் ஒன்றையும் அவர் முன்னெடுக்க உள்ளார்.
Now it's your show now, so you can tell whatever you feel like telling about you. The objective is to pass on your good deeds or the best of yours to the youth and upcoming generation, especially the women. Today we find the women achievers are in all over. I saw Indra Nooyi getting a award in US, I think first time in US after completion of corporate career, and as a mother how she has managed to achieve this. I think all of you will become a great example for the younger generations today. So the show is yours, so you can carry on from whatever you want to say on these lines. Yeah.
Yeah. So I started the cycling at a very late stage when I had 2 kids already, and I was looking for some activity to lose my weight. So that's how I started. So I started cycling when I was like 32 years in the year 2014 end. It just started as a group activity where we all rented cycles and started riding on the ECR road. So from there, my journey now, where 2 weeks back, I stepped onto the national podium, winning bronze, competing with girls who are like 21-year-old, and I won a medal for Tamil Nadu after probably the first elite medal. So that's the achievement in my journey in this past 5 years.
Okay.
Yes.
So can you go back to your younger life, like what all you have done and what's your background and how it all the journey started, and yeah.
So I grew up in a business family. You know, back then, you know, when I was born in like 1980s, it was pretty much a straightforward thing where the boys are groomed to get into business and the girls are groomed to get married.
Okay.
So I never had any goal or a dream in my life to say. So it was just a childhood where, you know, I learned music, I learned dance. I didn't have much thought. I studied well, but never had a dream like of what I should be studying or what profession I would be taking up. Because I knew that I would get married and I would just be
So
like, you know,
destination was
taking over my
marriage.
mom. Yeah, so that's how it was. So, but still, I did BCom, and then I did MBA, the MPIB Master's Program in International Business, cause that was a time where I had to, like, you know, I had 2 more years to get married. So obviously I didn't want to sit at home. So I told my parents, okay, let me at least do this. So that's how I finished MPIB, and then I got married. So never I got a chance to explore what I was capable of. So already the path was there in front of me, and I had to just walk down the path. So when I had 2 kids, and when I went out, when I thought, okay, that was the time when I thought, okay, hey, you know, I need to look fit. So in this entire years of my teenage and everything, I wasn't actually bothered about how I was looking.
So that's why I was about to ask you whether you said the destination in your life was marriage.
Yeah.
That is the whole system or the
Yes.
current Indian system or whatever it is.
Yes.
So that time you didn't rebel or you didn't think about it or you agreed it straight away? Yes, destination is marriage.
I agreed it. I naturally thought, okay, this is how it is. This is how I have to. So I have to fit in that. Yeah,
Okay.
So
So you didn't have any contradictory views then?
no, no.
You didn't question that as a marriage as a destiny? Why is that? That's what I want to know.
So I think it just gets groomed right from your young age. You know, when I was probably 6 or 7, you know, it starts with my battle with my own brother, elder brother. So it's like at home it's told that, oh, you're a girl, you need to listen. Yeah, he's a boy, it's okay. It's okay for him to do anything, and it is not okay for you to do because you need to fit in certain system. So it was like kind of, you know, told right from the young age that naturally, you know, it's like else I am termed as being adamant or like, you know, yeah, exactly. So somehow, or probably I would say my own character was like, okay, kind of to accept it. Yeah. So I kind of accepted it. I thought, okay, that was how you need to fit in. That is what you're supposed to be. Yeah. So I never questioned. Probably young age I would have questioned and had arguments. But later on, I kind of started accepting it. Okay. So whatever it was, everything came down to a point where, you know, I would be getting married. So, but given that space, whatever I had, I kind of did whatever I could. Like, I mean, I did do the CAT exam, you know, went out of thing to do my, to kind of figure out what I would be doing, given the limits of whatever I had. So, so that's how I headed to marriage. Yeah, to marriage, you know, I was like, okay, at least I would want to get settled here in Chennai itself. So I had my little things that I was concerned about, which was all addressed. So I never had any issues back then. Yeah, probably I started looking at marriage. So I thought, okay, after marriage I would be able to explore myself. Yeah, after marriage.
How did you get that? How did you come to that conclusion? Have you seen your parents? Your mother is very independently after marriage. Is that some lead to such thoughts?
No, it was always like, after marriage you can do anything. Yeah, after marriage you can do what you want to. Yeah, so
Domination from a man will not come in.
Exactly. It depends on the man, right? So I didn't see, for me, given that thing, I assumed my life is going to be a fairy tale. Yeah, so that's what I thought. I thought, okay, after marriage, if I'm going to be loving, if I'm going to be caring, then everything good is going to happen to me. So that was what happened, but eventually that didn't turn out. So that's how I am here right now.
I understood that. See, I'm just to share with the thoughts or the way of the life, I would say lifestyle of the current youth or generation or the girls or women. I mean, I recently, I'm sure you know Isha, that is, what's his name, like Isha group, our parent, Isha Yoga, what's his name, like Jaggi was there. If you really go through, he still feels women are the best resource managers in this world. That means he says women are supposed to manage children, and the children are probably from the age of say 2 years till they see the life. The mothers play a huge role. So he says, even though he says I'm not against women working, but women should be more of taking care of children and bringing up the children and creating a best products for the world. So, Andamari, do you think it's very wrong of him to say, or right of him to say, women can they take up work and achieve like whatever you have done? Like Indra Nooyi could take care of her children as well as she became #1 executive in the world. Yes. Like you are saying, you are managing 2 kids, as well as achieving your goals. Through that, sponsors will come, economically you will get a job, all that you are doing as a woman now. So, in that, I want to know, is it a contradiction in our own life and style, or we are all in the transition period in India that woman, I mean, are you saying as an institution marriage is good or bad, or destination marriage is not necessary, or marriage can be then, it's a good companionship for a man and woman, at the same time each one should be able to achieve their goals. Is it called contradictory thoughts? That's what I want to know about your opinion on all this.
Okay, so if you're talking about motherhood of what, I completely agree with it. Actually, I would say after 2 kids, like after my son, is when I actually felt very responsible, where I wanted to set an example for him to grow up in a good family, for him to be a good individual when he heads out to the society. So that's where I started making the change. Yeah, naturally as we grow, we tend to look upon a mother, so we think that is how you need to live a life. Yeah, so I wanted my kids to be an individual who will respect everyone, no matter what. Yeah, who would be hardworking. So in the line of teaching them, first I needed to change myself. I had to live a life, and naturally they're going to see and learn from it. I don't have to teach them anything. The kids, they pick up from the home. Yeah, so I had to set up a home where they would learn from it. So definitely, see, now that's the difference that I make when I came into the sport. Each and every junction, when I was trying to achieve something, my first goal was like my kids, and then came my personal goal. And I achieved my personal goal by drawing a path. Anything in your life, if you would want to plan something, you always have, you shouldn't be throwing out something to achieve something else. You work around it. That's what I would always say. If cycling is in my life, if I was able to achieve what I have achieved right now at this age, it is because I embraced cycling into my life, where I still, my first preference would be my kids. Yeah, and when I take up the cycling, kids naturally love my passion as well. Even today, at every point of time, you know, I would be like discussing how I'm going about in my cycling with my kids. That they naturally, even if there's one day that I keep an alarm and I don't go for my ride, my son is like, "Why? What happened, Amma? Why didn't you go? You should be working hard." So they are the ones who are pushing me.
Something, it's very nice to hear that. But there are children who feel they have not been taken care, and you are pursuing your hobbies or sports. There can be other side of in the family also, right?
No, that's the balance that you create, right? So if I'm going to, I know that there is much more that I could have done in cycling. Probably, you know, in this path, it took me 4 nationals. This is 4th nationals that I went, and I won the podium. Yeah, probably I could have tried even in my 2nd or 3rd nationals by just going out 365 days, riding outdoor on the cycle. You know, I could have trained myself much more than what I could have done, but never I have crossed that. You know, for me it was always like there are many days, many weeks, many months that I would not be able to step out on my cycle. So I kind of worked it around. Like, I had my commitment of getting the kids ready. I do everything firsthand. Like, you know, I get the kids ready, I go drop them in school, I go pick them up. So I do everything. So how is that I worked around it? I didn't kind of try to escape from those routines. I didn't say that, okay, I'm going to go out for cycling, so let my mom take care of kids, let my maids, like the driver, go drop the kids. No, I drive the car, I would go drop the kids. Yeah, so that's the thing I did. How was I able to do? I was able to do because I found a way around it, to work around it. It did take me time to figure it out. Probably the first 1 year of my cycling, I thought, no, I'm not going to do it. How? I'm not consistent. I have kids to take care, so how am I going to do it? Then I started, okay, so I stopped looking that as limitation. I thought, okay, these are the stuff that I will work around it. Yeah, if probably, yes, in the beginning I always thought, no, I'll not be able to do it because I have kids to take care at home. Yeah, but then, you know, when I stopped looking that as a negative, and I thought, okay, I have kids, so what do? I got a trainer at home. You know, that's a machine that I put my cycle on it and I train at home. So predominantly 80 to 90% of my training is at home. After I go drop kids, you know, morning I wake up, I spend time with kids, you know, I go drop them in school. When I come back, the 5 hours gap that I have, that is when I train. I train and then I go, you know, I carry on with my day. So I am there for my kids always. Probably those days when I'm racing or when I have to travel, you know, to race, it is those 2 days, or most of the travel races I take my kids because it's the weekend, right? You know, they can also travel with me. I would take them for them to see what's happening. So it's absolutely not interfered my life and my kids' life. So if I would say that I am a winner now, it is because I achieved it embracing all these things, not letting.
We called Tamil Nadu Maricom or something.
Yeah, okay.
I think Maricom movie came around. I think so. I did see that. Watch the movie.
Oh yeah, that's a beautiful movie. That's the struggle of every woman after marriage. Yeah, I would not say it's just only sports. For every woman who wants to achieve something after marriage, there are always people who would say, no, why? Why do you want to do it? Is it necessary? Why do you dream? I would say,
yeah,
like,
why do you say that? I mean, in my case, like I got a daughter and a son. My daughter is she's about 33, 34. She's in US, and she's doing very well. And my son is about 29, 30. He's doing well. In our current generation, that is what I was thinking is I can't compare what has happened to in my family. Current generation, the girls are given a lot of importance. Do you think it's still missing? Girls are never thought, you are a girl, you should not do this, you are a boy, you should do this. And the Mari, no. Do you think it still exists?
Now it's changing. Now it's changing. Thanks. It is changing, but we need it takes a long way to go. Yeah.
நான் இல்லைன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். நான் இங்கே சொல்றது கிராமத்துலயோ or a lot of families with huge value system, they will have these strictures and all that. Do you think that is still continuing? No, with a lot of education, do you think that persists even today? A woman, even I agree. I mean, all over the world, Hillary Clinton was not allowed to become a president. Now our own person has become a vice president. So it is changing. But is it still saying that girls are being looked down? அப்படிங்கிற மாதிரி சும்மா ஒரு Is a cliche people are using, or still it is existing?
See, it does exist. It does exist. Okay, as much as I say that, there is also a part of people, you know, who encourage you, who's like giving you all motivation and stuff. But it is out there. It is out there. We need to accept the fact. We all have opinions for everything. Yeah. So, and especially when it's a women, there are a lot of features attached to it. Like, oh, how can she achieve? Oh, how did she do it? How did she even win? Is there anything behind it? You know, all these things, opinions are there out there.
Now, even for a man or a boy or a girl, opinions are going to come, especially in the competitive sports. Yeah. How to pull them down or put them down. Yeah. But I understand also a woman will have physical differences to achieve. All that is there, but intellectually they are, Jaggi Vasudev says women are intellectually much stronger than men. So much stronger. So in that context, is it a freak case, or it is the percentage of men dominating women is higher in India, you think, or what is it, or it is changing, or what do you think?
It would be actually, I would say, men dominating. It was actually a part of a culture, you know, I would say. Yeah, it is like normally a way, you know, even when I was grown up, it was told that, right? So, it is not that my mom thought something bad for me, but that is how the system was. So, I would say it was a part of a culture. So, even if you would, for example, if I would have some complaints, people would be like, yeah, so what? That's how men are like.
Exactly, I'm coming. As long you are liking the dominance, it's fine. Yeah. When you say rebel against the dominance, then there's a problem comes. Yeah. Liking means, husband or appa, because he cares for me, he wants me to come up, so he wants to protect me in this society, hence he's doing all this XYZ. Yes. Now woman will say, I don't need this protection, I'm educated, I don't want extra patronizing for me, especially, leave me alone, I'll perform. Upper society, is there enough security system other than your parents or husbands or brothers to protect you? Is the society itself, women are not fully protected as a law itself. That is why a lot of things are going on now for women protection, women laws, participation of women in politics and jobs and reservation for women. So many things are coming up. So in that context, now you are 37, you are saying probably 1 decade away from the current generation or 2 decades away. Now I think slowly people are changing.
Yeah, now slowly people are changing, or at least, you know, there are women out there who are starting to fight, you know, who are saying it is okay, you know, I cannot put up with this, you know, I want to change what it is. So, so it is changing, and we do see like lot of men, you know, who are trying to be good, who are trying to be understanding. So that is what we would want. Nothing can change in a day. You know, you need the entire system to change. Yeah, it should take time.
Girl, baby, and a boy, and girl and boy. Okay. So what is that the girl and boy are going to look upon you or something? Because I was about to ask you this question. Like, I think my wife is absolutely a great gift to my children, because we were all working and we thought work is worship, and never looked at home. And whenever I had time, I could give a quality time to my children. So both my children are very happy with me whenever they find me. But bringing them up, I remember she had scooter or a car, whichever way is available. She'll go on taking the children, multiple tuitions, multiple activities she has to go. She's running around so much for the children. And she was employed in Shriram Fibers or something, like she left the job only for the children. So once they accept this is my role, then there is no contradiction, correct? So where the contradiction came from for you, in the sense like you say you chose your cycling at the age of 32 or something like that. So what is that change? What brought you that? Was that lack of identification for you brought that change in you, or what is that especially you took up to some sports? As you rightly said, you want to reduce your weight, and you want to be saying, I am back in the world, I want to be known, I want to be seen. What are the motivating factors? How did the enthusiasm came about for you?
Okay, so as I told you, after my kids were born, you know, I wanted to like, you know, whatever I was doing at home, you know, I wanted them to know that it is not easy. You know, it is, you know, you work hard, or there is a contribution of everyone to be having a happy home. But that was the time when I started cycling and stuff. That was the time when I was facing a lot of personal issues as well. So cycling was, you know, for me, apart from family, you know, kids, there was no life. Yeah. So when I was having personally, you know, the problems at home, I was like completely broken down.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like, as I told you, from young age, you know, we have a fairy tale story, you know, story.
Yeah,
you think that's the life that's happening, and it's all gone away. You know, you're clueless. At the age of 32, you're clueless with 2 kids. You don't know what's going to happen in life. You know, I'm back at my parents' place, not knowing what I'm going to do. But every day, I had to wake up, and I had to wake up my kids. Yeah, I shouldn't be crying. I can't be sad. I had to be happy for them.
Fantastic. Yeah. No, why for them? For yourself, right?
Yeah, for me, it was like for them. Yeah, at that point, let me be very frank. For me, my life was my kids. So I had to, obviously, you know, I cannot act. You know, how long can you act? You know, being cheerful and stuff. But I didn't want to be that way. I didn't want to be sad. I had to be focused on something. You know, something just to take your mind off. Something where your mind is not arguing, your mind is not having dialogues within you. It was very difficult those times. So that was the time when I started saying, okay, I'm cycling. Okay, let me just at least start cycling consistently. You know, let me just do that. So every time I would go cycle out, that was the time when I'm like riding. Yeah, though we all start as a group. Eventually, I'm riding at my speed. I'm riding at my effort. Yeah. So I just felt it's so nice, because no one was telling me what I have to do. No one was telling me what speed I had to do. No one was telling me anything, but it was just my mind and my stomping. Yeah. So one day I do easy ride, I'm happy about it. One day I do tough ride, I'm still happy about it. So I came back home refreshed. Yeah. So I needed that bit of space. Yeah, and I knew I was a changed person for my kids. You know, my kids were much happy. Yeah, when I had my time, my kids were happy. So that's when I started seeing this as probably I would say as an escape from my sadness. You know, at that point of time. But the journey in cycling, it just didn't happen. That it's not that in 2000, probably like, you know, 5 years back, it wasn't that, you know, I decided, okay, one day I'm going to be national champion. No, that didn't happen that way. It just took its path. It just took its time, and my dreams kept kind of sculpting towards it. So it didn't happen in one day. So this was kind of a time that I took off to have a happy family. So this cycling, I would say, cycling helped me to realize a lot of things in life. You know, that no matter what, you know, for example, if I would want to start a business now, do you think it's going to be very easy? I'm going to have a lot of fear. I'm going to have a lot of battle in my mind. I would be afraid to fail and stuff. But with cycling, I know that, you know, it's the effort that you put in, the sustained effort, not looking for motivation outside, not looking for people to kind of recognize you, to approve you. Because if you do that, you start failing. You know, that's too much of a pressure. That is something that I learned in this journey. Yeah, I felt happy for my win. I felt that I should celebrate my win. When I celebrated my win, I felt that, you know, it is so nice to be there. Because there are many days when I questioned, what am I doing? Yeah, what am I doing here? Because the society had asked me all these questions already. What are you doing? You know, you are separated, you have kids. Why cycling? Why even a sport? Because I never came from a sports background. You know, none of my family members are into it. So all these questions of why do you do this? Why do you do that? There are many days when I have had the battle within myself. I thought I was wasting time. I was like, what am I doing? You know, that is not the thing. But now today when I win, everything changes. Yeah, everybody says that, oh, I knew you had it in you. Oh, this. But the fact is, I never looked upon others to approve me. It was like, you know, you just do it. And of course, there was one point when I started cycling consistently, when I thought, okay, at least let me do something, you know, I'm starting to race. Was one point before a race, my dad said, I think it's time you stop cycling, darling. From then on, my parents they stand by me. My dad travels with me to nationals every year. Yes, he's been very supportive. Especially this nationals, my entire family was there. So it was a fantastic moment for me that I was able to get onto the podium with it. There were like 2-3 other strong women cyclists, who were still single, not married. I mean, I was like 33, with 2 kids and stuff. So, and I wouldn't have a physique of a sports women, yeah. So it's like, all these things play a big role when you are out there in the start line.
Hi friends, we would like you to subscribe and also press the bell icon so that you will get the notifications from YouTube.